It's 2 in the morning. Your body is exhausted, but your mind is sprinting. You are lying in the dark, analyzing the tone of a conversation from 6 hours ago and running through a dozen practice scenarios for an argument that will likely never happen. In psychology, this involuntary cycle of chewing over past events and future anxieties is classified as maladaptive rumination. Society typically dismisses this behavior. It gets labeled as emotional fragility or a lack of discipline, something to be solved by simply relaxing or clearing your head. Data from Yale and the University of Michigan suggests a different reality. These researchers found that the neural systems powering these loops are the same ones responsible for high-level pattern recognition and complex problem-solving. Identifying overthinking as a survival-driven adaptation changes the objective from fixing a personality flaw to recalibrating an active system. The overthinker's nervous system operates like a military-grade Aegis radar array. It constantly sweeps the environment, processing micro-expressions and searching for hidden subtext. The exhaustion comes from a structural failure in the brain's gating mechanisms. The system is so effective at identifying data, it fails to transmit the all-clear signal. You are trapped by a cognitive security system that refuses to shut down, leaving your central nervous system in a state of permanent high-voltage alert. This architecture often forms during childhood as a necessary survival strategy. When a primary environment is unpredictable or emotionally volatile, the developing brain learns to anticipate every variable to stay safe. A young mind learns to audit the acoustic signature of footsteps in the hallway to gauge a parent's mood, or preemptively scans homework for flaws to avoid a volatile reaction. When this child enters the modern workplace, the environment changes, but the software remains the same. The adult brain analyzes an email from a manager or a casual remark at a happy hour with the same intensity it used to survive its formative years. The system is performing exactly as it was designed to. It is executing a historically successful survival program that is misapplied to the modern world. In the adult brain, this creates a clash between two core systems: the prefrontal cortex, which handles logic, and the default mode network, which handles background simulation. During a rumination cycle, the simulator network eclipses the logical CEO. This is the Ferrari in neutral. You slam your foot on the gas, the engine roars, and you burn massive amounts of metabolic fuel, but the car doesn't move forward an inch. This raises a question. Why would an intelligent brain consistently subject itself to such an exhausting process? The human brain fails to distinguish between a physical problem solved and an imaginary crisis simulated. Constructing a devastating counterargument or building a contingency plan for a worst-case scenario feels productive to the brain. It rewards the act of thinking itself by releasing tiny bursts of dopamine. This creates a chemical feedback loop, functionally identical to the mechanics of social media. You are gambling with your peace of mind, and your brain is paying you to stay addicted to the loop. Because this drive is chemical and involuntary, order and willpower are ineffective. You cannot defeat a biological loop with basic logic. Clinical psychology uses a methodology called cognitive diffusion. When you are caught in a loop, you are fused with the thought, much like wearing a virtual reality headset so tightly that the simulation is accepted as literal truth. Diffusion is the act of creating psychological distance through language. You move from the statement, "I am a failure," to the statement, "I am currently having the thought that I am a failure." This minor adjustment redirects metabolic blood flow away from the panic center and back to the logical prefrontal cortex, stripping the intrusive thought of its authority. For severe cognitive locks, physical reality provides a final override. The brain cannot execute high-level abstract anxiety simulations while simultaneously processing intense, real-time sensory data. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding protocol, identifying specific colors, textures, and sounds in the room, exploits this bandwidth limit. Forcing the nervous system to focus on the physical present sends an undeniable signal to the ancient brain structures that there is no immediate threat. The objective isn't to eliminate your natural sharpness, it is to become a patient guide for your own mind, using your body to prove to your survival software that it is finally safe to rest.